You know, when you're buried under debt, it can feel like you're totally on your own. But you're not, and there are ways out. In this explainer, we're going to demystify debt settlement and give you a clear roadmap to finding a firm you can actually trust. Let's jump right in. So that question on the screen, does it hit a little too close to home? If it does, you're in the right place. The weight of debt is it's overwhelming. It can mess with your sleep, your relationships, your peace of mind. It is a heavy, heavy burden. But the very first step to lifting it is just understanding what your options are.
And look, the most important thing I want you to hear right now is this. You are not alone. There are real, actual paths forward, and one of them is debt settlement. It's a powerful tool that's helped a lot of people get back on solid financial ground.
But, and this is a big but, that path isn't always a smooth ride. It can be risky. The debt settlement world, unfortunately, has its fair share of scams. And that's exactly why we made this explainer, to give you a map, a guide to get through it all safely and make a choice that's right for you.
All right, so let's start at square one. What even is debt settlement? Before you can navigate the landscape, you got to understand what it is you're looking at.
Okay, so here's the deal. At its heart, debt settlement is pretty straightforward. A company steps in and negotiates with your creditors for you. And the goal? It's simple. Get them to agree to take less than what you owe, usually in a single lump sum payment. Think of it as an alternative to bankruptcy, one that's designed to create a more manageable way forward.
So this is really the big trade-off, right? The pros and cons you've got to weigh. On the one hand, the potential upside is huge. I mean, you could seriously reduce what you owe and finally feel like you're back in the driver's seat. But on the other hand, the risks are very real. Your credit score? It's probably going to take a temporary hit, mostly because you usually have to stop making payments while the firm does its negotiating. And this isn't a quick fix. The process can take months, even years. And of course, you've got to be super careful to avoid those predatory scams.
And that risk of scams, that brings us to what is, without a doubt, your most important mission here, finding a firm that you can genuinely 100% trust.
You've really got to get this. The industry is a mix of legitimate experts who genuinely want to help you and total predators just looking to take advantage of a tough situation. That's why vetting, doing your homework, isn't just a good idea. It is the single most powerful tool you have to protect yourself.
So, how do you tell the good guys from the bad guys? Well, there are some key things to look for. First up, check for an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. That's the BBB. Next, you want to see memberships in organizations that actually hold the industry to a higher standard, like the American Fair Credit Council, that's the AFCC, and the American Creditors Debt Relief, or ACDR. And finally, a certification from the International Association of Professional Debt Arbitrators, the IAPDA, is a great sign that their team really knows their stuff.
Seriously, think of these accreditations like the foundation of a house. They show you that a firm is committed to doing things the right way, to ethical practices, and to protecting people like you. If a company doesn't have this solid foundation, I wouldn't even think about walking through their door.
Okay, so you know what to look for. Now, let's put together your personal toolkit for checking these companies out. And it really all comes down to asking the right questions. Listen, if you only remember one question to ask a company about their experience, make it this one. How much debt have you settled? And this isn't about some kind of ego trip. It is a direct measure of their experience, their track record, and their success. A good, reputable firm that's settled a ton of debt will be proud to tell you that number. All right, let me break it down into a super simple 4-step process you can follow. Step 1 is research. Get online, dig into reviews, look for complaints. Step 2, ask. Grill them. Ask directly about their track record, their fees, how long this is all going to take. Step 3, verify. And this is key. Don't just take their word for it. Go to the BBB and AFCC websites yourself. And finally, step 4, gather recommendations. If you can, ask people you know and trust.
All right, knowing what to look for is awesome. That's half the battle. But the other half, it's knowing what to run away from, fast. So let's talk about the red flags that tell you you're heading into the danger zone.
Okay, red flag number 1, and this one is a giant flashing neon sign. Anyone, and I mean anyone, who promises you a quick fix. Real debt settlement takes time. It's all about careful, patient negotiation. If a company is promising you instant or guaranteed results, they're selling you a fantasy, not a real solution.
Now this one is huge. You have to pay very close attention to how they charge their fees.
A reputable company links their success to your success. They only get paid a percentage of the debt they actually settle for you. But a scammer, they're going to demand big, non-refundable fees before they've done a single thing. That is an absolute deal breaker. No exceptions.
And red flag number 3? A total lack of transparency. If a company is cagey about their process, if they can't give you a straight answer on fees, or if they're just dodging your direct questions, walk away. A partner you can trust has absolutely nothing to hide.
Okay, phew. You've done your homework, you've asked the tough questions, and you know what red flags to look for. Now comes the moment of truth, making that final decision and taking back control of your finances.
So at this point, you should have some notes on a few different companies, right? Go ahead, lay them out side by side. Compare them on everything we've talked about. Those accreditations, how they charge fees, how transparent they are, and their actual track record. We wanted to give you the tools to make a really confident choice. And now, you have them.
And lastly, and please don't skip this part. It is so important. After all the spreadsheets and the research, just check in with your gut. How did talking to them make you feel? Did they treat you with respect? Did they actually listen to you? If a company checks all the boxes on paper, but something just feels off, it's okay to walk away. Trust your instincts.
Look, by doing your homework, asking those tough questions, and listening to your gut, you absolutely can get through this whole thing and find a partner you can trust. The road to being debt-free isn't easy, but making an informed choice like this, that is the most powerful first step you can possibly take. So, are you ready to take control?